Slava everybody, it is good to have you here. This is Mirzatsky tuning in live from Ukraine. I am here today with special message for Joe Biden and the American public. It is good to have you here. Please drop like and send money to Ukraine.
What about the powder on the nose? That's what did it for me.
I must have missed a little bit. I tried to clean up before I went live. I must have missed a little bit.
What is good? Osiris here, Middle MAGA. Look at this. News out of he prepares to ban Orthodox Church institutions with affiliations to Russia. Let's look at this. What's going on here? Is this a censorship type of thing? What's happening? Claims that the religious institution has undermined support for Ukraine in its war against Russia, claiming that the move is necessary to prevent Russia from being able to weaken Ukraine from within. The ban on the country's most popular religious organization comes following bans on news stations and opposition political parties critical of his regime, which enjoys support by the United States and other NATO member states amid Russia's ongoing invasion. This is via Rebel News. So we are funding this is going to get worse, but we're funding a country, we're funding a person who is banning a religious organization, banning news stations, and banning opposition political parties. What are we trying to save over there in? If you don't have those things under the most dire straits, the most difficult of times, then you don't have those things at all. Going to the Wall Street Journal, Mr. Zelensky's crackdown on the UOC follows a series of raids by the Security Service of this intelligence agency has said it has found evidence of UOC priests possessing Russian citizenship, contacting Russian intelligence agents, and owning literature denying the right of Ukraine to exist. And you can understand that if you are in war and somebody's giving information to the enemy, then you need to find that out. That is treasonous, or that's being a traitor. And I don't support that, if, just in generally speaking. But you don't have to ban the whole religion, though. Is it the whole religion? That's a whole different conversation. Could you imagine being in the United States, and it's very possible stuff could pop off at war, could pop off. And then imagine if they said, Christianity, we've seen a couple people kind of give some information to the other side. Banned, you're done, gone. News organizations, they're already doing it now. There's nothing new there. That could happen here, and it clearly could, because we are supporting it happening in another country that's supposed to be an ally. It's more like a colony. What they're doing in Ukraine, what they would do here under war. And he banned the whole thing. But you know who he didn't ban, though? He didn't ban the though. You know why? Because them effers can fight. That's why. That's why he didn't ban them. They are some evil, bad motherfuckers you don't want to with. That's why he didn't ban them. Because when you're in war, you're like, hey, as long as they are at least on my side here, then I'm going to have people who are likes to fight guy. David Doyle and many people do these mental gymnastics to actually defend this. And these are the same type of people who are out talking about Ye as if they actually care about anything Ye has to say, number one. And number two, as if they actually cared about Yahtzees themselves.
And it's amazing to see people that claim to be on the left heavily cover these stories about, the Azov battalion, which is a neo-Nazi battalion within Ukraine. Yes, that is terrible. Does that mean that Putin should invade Ukraine? Does that mean that Nazis don't exist in any other military around the world? So, you have to be able.
Yeah, you're right, David. This is amazing when people on the left do what?
It's amazing to see people that claim to be on the left heavily cover these stories about,
Yeah, it's amazing to see people that are supposed to be on the left like you are sidetrack. Did you see how he kind of did the little shuffle off to the side when he had to bring up the
Azov
battalion?
battalion, which is a neo-Nazi battalion within Ukraine.
You see how he got a little quick with his delivery, like which is the neo-Nazi. He kind of faded off, like which is the neo-Nazi battalion in Ukraine. Listen to that. He just kind of tried to slide right through that neo thing. You know, the thing that everybody's mad about. Yeah. He's not even close to these guys. But let's listen to this.
The Azov battalion, which is a neo-Nazi battalion within Ukraine.
Why are you speaking so fast, my dude? Slow down.
The Azov battalion, which is a neo-Nazi battalion within Ukraine. Yes,
okay.
That is terrible. Does that
Yes, it is terrible, but
mean that Putin should invade Ukraine? Like,
no, it doesn't, but it means for damn sure my money shouldn't go over there until you weed them motherfuckers out of there. That's what it does mean, David. That's what it means for sure.
Does that mean that Nazis don't exist in any other military around the world? So
that's the take you'll get from some of these types. Let's continue on, and I'll show you the problem with that take. It doesn't make any sense. They're trying to normalize it, is what it is, as dirty as it sounds. All U.S. taxpayers, this is me on Twitter. I said all U.S. taxpayers should be banned from Twitter immediately for supporting Zelensky and the openly proud descendants. These are literally like the grandchildren or whatever of the original. That's who they are. Bloodline to them that fight in his army. So he said Ye got yeeted from Twitter for posting a symbol that wasn't what you thought it was and is inaccurately being reported in the news. But this is like real. These are real like bloodline. They live this. All U.S. taxpayers should be banned from Twitter for supporting Zelensky and the openly proud descendants of Nazis that fight in his army. If you want to know why this should happen, it should fall under the incitement to violence term of agreement. Everyone should be yeeted. The Nazi, if you don't know, I'm going to end with telling you. So David said every army's got Nazis in it. Not like this, they don't, my dude. The Nazi Azov battalion, for its part, became an official part of Ukraine's armed forces in 2014. From 2014 forward, was heavily engaged in armed conflict against Russian-speaking separatists in the Donbass, the eastern region there. During this time, the UN found to be involved in torture and mass rape. Wait, there's more. Torture and mass, the rise of this Nazi wing of the Ukrainian military. David, every military doesn't have a Nazi wing. Like, you don't go into a military base in every country and be like, where's the Nazi wing? That's what they've got over there. You could go to their military and say, I want to holler at the Nazis, where they at? And they'd be like, they over there. You don't do that here. That doesn't happen in every army in the world. Stop trying to normalize something and stop trying to pretend like you care about anti-Semitism. Do I look like a goddamn fool to you? They went in, you could look in and say, where's the knowledge of this Ukrainian military? Before the Russian invasion was disconcerting enough, this was disconcerting enough for the U.S. Congress in 2018 to forbid military aid given to Ukraine to be channeled to Azov. So if you think I'm just some dumbass in his basement, you are right. But don't take my word for it. At the time, Congressman Ro Khanna, who's in the Senate now, said white supremacy and neo-Nazism are unacceptable and have no place in our world. Of course, they have no place in our world except now. I am very pleased that the recently passed omnibus prevents the U.S. from providing arms, and you know that's coming, arms and aid to fighting in Ukraine. The State Department should press her to disassociate itself from this group and investigate whether any of our weapons or training have already been provided to them. This is just one of the many reasons why lawmakers should be concerned about the channeling huge amounts of weapons into this volatile conflict zone. And then all of a sudden, everything's different now. If you look at how this group was founded, Azov's founder has unapologetically stated that the mission of Ukraine is to lead the white races of the world in a final crusade against sight, literally anti-Semitism, who flies symbol as their battle flag that supports their ideology, has also proclaimed that their intent is to cleanse Europe of immigrations and the homosexuals that you so love, the LGBTQ community. You know what? I just got to hear David Doyle one more. Before I go out, I got to hear this dude one more time. Just, all the hypocrisy just wrapped up in one good little clip.
Like, you have to be able... and it's amazing to see people that claim to be on the left heavily cover these stories about, the Azov battalion, which is a neo-Nazi battalion within Ukraine. Yes, that is terrible. Does that mean that Putin should invade Ukraine? Does that mean that Nazis don't exist in any other military around the world? So, you have to be able...
That's just David Doyle, and I'm just using him as an example. No beef to him. I'm using him because he has the ideology that many of those people out there have. I don't know, just excusing Nazis. Just out here excusing Nazis. Let me know what you think.